Hey everyone, happy Pride Month. Want to check in and see what are you proud of? And I also want to share a short practice. My name is Heather Schwartz. I'm an intuitive coach. And in this video, let's talk a little bit about what Pride is. It's Pride Month. And I just was in a wonderful spin class with an instructor, Eric Thompson, who really talked about being proud of who you are rather than what you do. This was a lesson that I've learned many, many times coming out as a lesbian. I'm married to a woman now for 12 years. And knowing I was gay from a very, very early age, I knew when I was 4, actually, I heard intuitively. And I had a little boyfriend at the time, and he gave me a necklace with a boy and a girl on it. And I took off the boy and I handed it back to him. Now it's kind of embarrassing. Um, but all my life, I've been aware of being different. And if you're watching this channel, you might have some of the same feelings. Often we're given messages by our families, by society, maybe from ourselves as well, in our inner critic, about who we think we should be. And the reason why I'm so passionate about the work I do is that I know what it's like to not fit in. I know what it's like, how much courage it takes to be your true self, how gratifying and amazing it can be. Just got very dark there for a moment. And also how powerful it is to come out of the closet, whatever that might be. You may not be gay, but maybe you're coming out of the closet as being more intuitive than than you've let people know, or maybe you're coming out of the closet as being more spiritual, or maybe you've discovered that you want a whole new career or a new relationship, and so you're coming out of the closet in that way, in those ways. 7 years ago, I was a clinical psychologist, and I had what I would consider a big spiritual awakening, where I realized that I was not the expert for other people, for their voices. And I also realized that talking about the past all the time and what was wrong was not helpful to me or other people. I noticed that people were telling me things that they were really should be telling their family members rather than me. I didn't want to be a buffer anymore. And I also realized that, I was never a big fan of diagnosis and seeing, what's wrong with people, although it can be helpful to understand for people what's going on. But I also realized that I didn't know who I was anymore. I'd been this helper. I tried to be really composed and together, but I was working with people on really hard issues. And I stopped feeling like I could really be myself. Do you know what I mean? So having pride in myself was a really far-fetched idea. I really it was really hard, honestly. I didn't know who I was. I felt really sad. I felt overwhelmed and anxious. My hormones were changing. My thyroid tanked out. My adrenals tanked out. I'd been working so hard. I built a life and a career around something that I was passionate about. And then within a matter of a couple years, I realized that the way that I wanted to offer support to people had changed, and that who I was in the process of that was also different. That, really connecting with my inner knower instead of an external reality or external, not reality, but external authority, was going to be a game changer for me. And it's still something I work on, quite honestly. But that's why I started training in intuition. I'd always been intuitive, but I knew that I needed to have more of an understanding of how to work with my own energy as an empath, how not to feel other people's feelings and sensations as much. I wanted to focus with people on their strengths and the beauty within them and their lovability. And I wanted it to be in a more fluid way, like more open hearted rather than very distinct roles. And coaching is lovely because the understanding is that the coach is not the authority, and questions rather than answers, or certainly not diagnoses, are the way to focus. And I do think therapy has its place. I think therapy can be incredibly healing for people. There are so many types of therapies. But as a sensitive person, I got to the point where I needed something different. I needed something that addressed what I was feeling, but couldn't fully put into words. And in the world of therapy, there's a lot of focus on putting things into words. And so, even though I'd always been a very verbal person, I realized I needed something that was going to address what I was feeling when I would walk into a room. I mean, have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy there or felt energy you knew was not yours? True empath issues. Those kinds of feelings are best, I find, best dealt with through meditation, through yoga, through intuitive energy work, through what in psychology is called bottom up processing. So you're not starting with your mind and trying to figure things out. You're actually going to your body, to this higher knowing and intuitive work, and to your higher self and your soul team, as opposed to trying to figure things out in a linear way. And this made so much more sense to me as a sensitive person. But I had to go through the process of not knowing who I was anymore, not realizing that the tools I was using weren't as effective as they used to be. And for me, and with other people I was working with as well. And as a result, I've come out the other side. And it's not that I don't still work on things, because I do. And that's why I'm sitting here in my t shirt, with my hair messy, talking to you. I want to be really honest and authentic with you and say, I don't have everything all figured out. I don't. But I do have tools and practices that I've been learning that I would love to share with you. And that's what this channel is about. And that's what my business is about. It's about showing up as being my, imperfect, authentic self, and you showing up as your imperfect, authentic self. And both of us seeing the beauty in that and seeing what's possible, and really allowing for there to be a greater sense of possibility and potential, as well as honoring what's really happening and also moving beyond it. Because when you shift your energy, you shift your life. And that makes a huge, huge difference. It's really about honoring your inner authority and connecting with the world through your intuition. When you start to open up intuitively, you can connect more with animals, you can connect more with nature, you can connect more with other people, because you're no longer looking to them as a source of solving your problems, or feeling a sense of needing their approval, or still something I work on, or of needing their reassurance, I think is the word I'm looking for. So that's the work I do, and that's why I do it. I feel it's a really heartfelt process, and it makes a huge difference to me that you get to be your beautiful, whole, powerful self, that we all get to. Because when we do tap into who we really, really are and show up as that, even if it's messy and beautiful and alive, then we enrich the whole world with our light. So I hope this finds you well. And the practice I was going to offer is to say thank you for this, for each moment, for who you are. When I bumped my legs on the spin bike, I just said thank you for this. I mean, I also did swear, but I also said thank you. And, I could laugh about it after I got past the pain of it. And isn't that what life is about? Is just being able to really experience the fullness of it. So thank you for joining me today. And as always, feel free to leave your comments about how this video was for you. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Okay, bye for now.